Miya walked into her apartment that afternoon, and she never came back out. But the timeline? That's where things start to fall apart, because someone had already been inside her apartment before she got home. So now the question is simple. What really happened the moment she walked through that door? Miya Marcano was 19. Born and raised in Florida, she stayed close to her family even after her parents separated. That bond never broke, especially with her younger brother Marlon Jr., Munchie. That was her heart. She was the type to protect her people, always checking in, always present. And she had plans. She stayed in Florida for college, working toward an associate degree with goals in sports medicine or physiotherapy. At the same time, she loved creativity, fashion, design, festivals. She had energy people were drawn to. She moved into Arden Villas in Orlando. Mostly students, normal environment. Then she got a job leasing apartments in that same complex, work, and home in one place. She stayed in constant contact with her family, calls, texts, updates throughout the day. There was someone else in that complex, Armando Caballero, maintenance worker, 27, which meant access, keys, entry, a reason to be around. At first it looked like interest, then it kept going. He asked her out. She said no. He asked again, still no. But he didn't stop. At one point, he sent her $700. No reason, just calling her pretty. She sent it right back. Because that's not normal, that's pressure, and it didn't end there. He kept approaching her, finding ways to be around her. Miya started feeling uncomfortable, and she wasn't the only one. Other women in the complex had similar issues, same pattern, unwanted attention, behavior that didn't sit right. One woman even reported something being thrown at her window after rejecting him. Police were called, nothing stuck, and he stayed right there. September 24th, 20 to 21, Miya had a flight planned that day. She packed her bag, everything was ready. Then suddenly, she stopped responding. No message, no update. Hours passed, her phone stayed silent. By that night, her family reported her missing. A deputy arrived at her apartment that evening. From the outside, everything looked calm. He waited for her roommates. They went inside and tried Miya's room. Door was locked from the inside. Now that's where it shifts. He looked through the window. Something was blocking the door, a bookshelf pressed up against it. He forced entry through the window, and the moment he got inside, it was clear something wasn't right. The room was disturbed, bedding everywhere, red stains on the pillows. Her suitcase was packed and still there, but she didn't leave with it. Some jewelry was broken. The window locks, installed for extra safety, were damaged. Because this doesn't look like someone who just left. This looks like something happened, but instead of treating it like that, it wasn't escalated right away. The scene wasn't secured. Then her roommate spoke up, gave them a name, Armando, the maintenance worker, the one who wouldn't leave her alone. And just like that, this situation stopped looking random. That was only the beginning. By the time Miya's family got to the apartment, it was early morning, and right away, things didn't sit right. Her suitcase was packed, but certain items were still there. A yellow box under the bed, her childhood teddy bear. So why was it still there? Because now it's clear she didn't leave that apartment the way it looked. Then around 4 a.m., he showed up. Armando, talking about he just heard she was missing. That didn't sit right, not with her family. He said a co-worker told him. But here's the problem. Nobody knew who that co-worker was. Not her friends, not her roommates, nobody. So how did he know? And why was he there? He denied everything, said he hadn't seen her. But at this point, his presence alone was loud. Then more details started coming out. His background, convicted felon, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Years earlier, involved in an incident with an explosive device on a school campus. Back at Miya's place, more chances slipped. A security guard had lifted fingerprints from her window using tape. Simple evidence, but it wasn't collected. At the same time, a screwdriver and a phone case were seen in the back of Armando's car, but no warrant, so nothing was touched. Then a different deputy stepped in, and this time the reaction changed. He saw what was already there. He understood what it meant, and he escalated it immediately. Now it was a real investigation. Time was already gone. Miya's family didn't wait around. They started watching Armando themselves, because something about him wasn't adding up. And then they saw it. He came out of his apartment, carrying items, a glove, a backpack, and a pink blanket. That blanket, they recognized it, that belonged to Miya. At that point, police were called again. When they got there, Armando let them into his apartment.
But no one knows Tati.
You keep mentioning Tati and no one knows Tati.
And you get a call
the
all of a
roommates
sudden.
don't even know Tati.
You've been sleeping since
You
10
keep
o'clock
saying
and all of a
Tati is
sudden
a
you're showing
friend.
up here at 4 o'clock in the morning looking for
me
me.
and Tati were conversating about it till I finally, it came
Okay,
up.
but
Should I go
Tati
and
is
see
someone-
if I see anything?
No one knows Tati. That's my whole thing. Not
Tati
even the
is
roommate
an
knows
employee
Tati.
here. You
She's an employee, but you keep saying Tati is a friend and that you've all hung out together. No one here knows Tati. All her
Well,
other
not
friends
all
showed up. Her
these
closest
people.
friends that live in the complex were all here with us early on. No one knows Tati. Only you. Whoever Tati is, and Tati's on the phone, she shouldn't even be on the phone right now. As of right now, you have
work
sent
tomorrow- you work
obsessive
tomorrow,
texts to
Tati?
Miya. We have all seen the text. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch.
Who told her
It's
gave her
on
life
text.
savings? I never
As a
said
matter of
that.
fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
What you have to do?
There's evidence of obsession, of something. You're fascinated with
It's
me.
not only from my side, so don't try to make this
No one,
like I'm a
no one's
stalker.
saying that. It takes
She's
two.
not here to defend
There's-
herself right now, so
obviously
we
she's
gotta talk to
missing.
you.
So we're talking to
And
you,
I
who've been going
completely
back and
respect
forth
that. I
on
understand
text.
that. That is your family.
Right.
But until we figure out what's going on, just don't beat me up.
Nobody
one's
beating
beating
you
you
If
up.
up.
I'm guilty, why
But you
would I
put
come
yourself
here?
in the middle right here. You brought yourself over here.
Because we're concerned.
You're concerned. Why weren't you concerned hours ago?
I just found out.
All right, cool, no problem.
So
In
how
the
did, Ta-
first
so
few
how did, how
hours,
did Tati find out?
We didn't think it was serious. I don't even know how Tati found out.
Oh,
She
somebody's
told me
missing and you don't think it's serious.
Someone
Maybe they
that
hanging out. They got this place right here. They go downtown. I don't know. Maybe her phone's off. I don't know what she did.
She would use somebody's phone and call her dad or her grandmother, somebody.
she was supposed to show up for a flight and didn't show up.
Am I being detained or not? I can come back tomorrow. Come to my house.
Officer, can I ask you a question?
Answers could have been right there, but nobody could act. Later that day, he left. And not long after, he was officially named a suspect. But before anything could happen, he disappeared. So now we've got two missing people, Miya and the man connected to her last. This is where it starts getting real. The search kept going, volunteers showed up, family kept pushing. Nobody wanted to accept what this was starting to look like. But then the timeline came together, and it changed everything. Earlier that day, before Miya got home, a master key was used to enter her apartment, Armando's. So now we know this. He was inside her place before she walked in, waiting. Later on, he accessed the apartment again. Then Miya was seen entering. That was the last confirmed moment she was alive. She walked into that space, not knowing he had already been there. After that, nothing. Phone records filled in more gaps. That evening, Armando logged a maintenance request for Miya's unit, but it wasn't real. No one called it in. Then he contacted staff to get back through the gate. Minutes later, Miya's key fob was used, but no one entered, and it wasn't her. So now the movement is controlled, planned. After that, he left the complex again. His phone placed him somewhere else, an area he used to live, run down, isolated. He stayed there briefly, then left. Now investigators had somewhere to look. Days later, they found her. In an overgrown area near that same location, hidden, Miya was bound, duct tape on her hands, duct tape on her feet, tape over her mouth. Her belongings were nearby, her bag still there, her ID inside. Testing confirmed it. Evidence from Armando's location matched Miya. Her blood, her hair, the same duct tape found with her was also found in his car. He had injuries too, marks that showed a struggle had happened. Everything pointed in one direction, but there was a problem. He was already gone. Before police could arrest him, Armando was found dead. He had taken his own life, and just like that, the answers went with him.
This disappearance has investigators working several leads right now to try and determine what happened and where she could be.
West News' Miya Martinez joins us now live from the Orange County Sheriff's Office with where that investigation stands tonight. Marlene.
Today we went to the person of interest apartment complex and saw law enforcement investigating there. This as the Orange County Sheriff's Office is trying to piece together what happened to Miya Marcano. Take a good look. Have you seen Miya Marcano? The Orange County Sheriff's Office released this updated missing flyer on Tuesday. They say this red shirt is what Miya was wearing when she was last seen on Friday. She also had on jeans and a black hoodie before she disappeared. Meanwhile, law enforcement scoured this area of Seminole County in Longwood after they say the person of interest in Mia's suspicious disappearance, Armando Caballero, killed himself at this apartment complex.
911, you need police, fire, medical?
We found a suicide on property. Someone hung themselves from a garage.
According to someone who lives here, Caballero worked at this apartment complex too. Deputies say a couple of maintenance workers found his body in a garage around 10:30 Monday morning.
It's one of our garages, but we just store paint in there.
Also on Tuesday, Mia's aunt says she ran into Armando Caballero around the time this cell phone video was shot. The footage appears to show Caballero on Saturday, 2 days before he killed himself.
He was trying to leave, his lights was off, and he said, "Are you looking for Miya?" I said, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm the maintenance guy. I heard you're looking for me." I didn't know who this guy was at the time. Cold-hearted. I don't even have words right now.
According to the sheriff, Armando Caballero does not have a lengthy criminal history. The sheriff mentioned one burglary charge in the past. Today, we also asked the sheriff's office about any other possible complaints filed against Caballero, and we are waiting to hear back. Live in Orange County, Miya Martinez, West 2 News.
And West 2 will, of course, continue following the search for Marcano on air and online. We'll also have the latest information on the investigation listed through our free West News mobile app.
This is not the update that I wanted to give to everyone. They discovered a body we believe to be that of Miya Marcano.
The week-long search for a missing 19-year-old ends in heartbreak. Miya Marcano was reported missing after she never made it on a flight to come visit her family here in South Florida. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Alina Machado.
And I'm Carlos Suarez. Authorities have good reason to believe that they found the body of Marcano.
NBC6 reporter Julie Leonardi is live now from the Orlando apartment complex where the body was found. And Julie, you've been out there all week long in close contact with her family. This is not the news anybody was hoping for.
It's not. This is just so heartbreaking. I just spoke with the family moments ago. As you can imagine, they're devastated. Now, behind me is the apartment complex where police found the body. They also believe this is where Armando Caballero used to live.
A devastating discovery after a week of searching. Deputies believe they found the body of 19-year-old Miya Marcano.
About an hour ago, detectives notified Mia's parents of our tragic news.
A week-long search for Miya brought investigators to an apartment complex in Orlando, a place the prime suspect, Armando Caballero, used to live. Deputies began searching a wooded area behind the Timber Scan apartment complex Saturday morning. At 10:45, they say they found remains and a purse with Mia's ID close by. Investigators say Caballero's phone activity placed him at the Orlando complex between 8 and 9 o'clock Friday night. They say he was there for about 20 minutes. Investigators say they believe Caballero was trying to throw authorities off by driving all over 3 counties.
And the reason we were so focused on that area is because, again, cell phone records directed us to that area and indicate the most activity in New Smyrna Beach. In fact, he was there Saturday morning of the 25th between 3 and 4 a.m. for about an hour.
They believe no one else was involved, but deputies are still searching for 2 cell phones and keys as evidence so they can piece together what happened.
I do think that he was trying to throw authorities off the trail by going all over the place, by going up to New Smyrna Beach, maybe in an effort to, possibly get away with this before he took his own life.
Mia's cousin stopping by the scene to lay flowers.
Now, authorities will be doing an autopsy to identify the cause of death as well as identify the body. Now, the family members tell me they will be holding a vigil at the Arden Villas tonight at 7:30. All are welcome. We're live in Orlando. Julie Leonardi, NBC 6 News.
Mia's case didn't end quietly. It forced change. Policies were reviewed, procedures were questioned, new safety laws were put in place for apartment complexes. Her family made sure of that.
Her loss is difficult to accept.
Our life is completely and forever changed. My soul is shattered.
Marlon Marcano and Ima Scarbriel would give anything to see their daughter, 19-year-old Miya Marcano, alive again.
It does not get easier. It does not. I don't think it will get easier.
The grieving parents sat down with BNC, accompanied by their son, Mia's older brother, Dad's wife, Mia's stepmother, and their attorney.
What was she studying in school? Sports medicine.
Miya Marcano called South Florida home, but she was living in the Orlando area, where she moved for college. She found a job at the Arden Villas apartment complex, where she signed a lease over the summer.
What about the apartments? We haven't heard from them.
They have not responded to the call from, we call the emergency line on the way to Orlando. They have not even responded to that.
Zero response.
No. They have not called with a condolence, with a card.
This man, Armando Caballero, was her co-worker on the property, and detectives say he killed Marcano after entering her apartment with a key he accessed from his job. He was questioned by investigators following her disappearance, even questioned by the family who recorded it.
She's an employee, but you keep saying Tati is a friend and that you've all hung out together.
But not arrested, and just days after Marcano disappeared, he was found dead by suicide. Now the family is taking legal action against Arden Villas. BNC has tried to contact the apartments with no success.
They gave him the master key to her apartment. He was in her apartment waiting for her when she got in there.
Detectives said Marcano was found with her legs and feet bound together by duct tape, her mouth covered with duct tape too. She was wearing a bra, a robe, and jeans. The body found 8 days after her family reported her missing when they realized she missed a flight to South Florida on Friday, September 24th to visit them for the weekend.
I know for a fact that she didn't think that this guy was gonna hurt her.
Miya Marcano was petite, standing under 5 feet, but full of strength, says her mother.
She exceeded my expectations because, she's just a beautiful girl. She's very smart, knew what she wanted, was not easily influenced. What Miya wants, Miya's gonna get.
The days seemed dark ever since she was taken, says her father.
She's that light.
A light.
Yeah.
Grief is hard to manage.
What did you love most about her? I'm sure there was a lot of things, but...
Everything.
This family is trying to create change through their pain. A foundation in Miya Marcano's honor was just created, and they are advocating for a state law that would create stricter measures when it comes to screening employees at apartment complexes. So many people are standing behind them on social media and in person, they say, ever since this living nightmare began.
We definitely feel that support. But at the end of the day, as her parents, when everybody leaves and go home, we're still left with that void.
A void that no parent ever wants to feel. Another thing this family says they didn't deserve to feel was dismissed by law enforcement.
Here's what's most disturbing. When they got there Saturday morning, the sheriff deputy told them, if you don't hear from Miya by Tuesday, call us back.
They say not enough was done to find Miya Marcano in the minutes, hours, and days after her disappearance.
I'm not saying it would have changed the outcome, but what could have happened is we would have him to answer our questions, or we could have found our daughter complete or sooner.
The Orange County Sheriff's Office is the lead on the investigation. Interview requests submitted by BNC have been denied, but updates have been given to the public intermittently since Marcano went missing.
But even with all that, there are still questions, still moments that don't fully add up. And for her family, that's what they're left with, because it feels like something that could have been stopped. And that's the part you don't forget. Subscribe to Crime in Cold Light if you want more cases like this.